Hello guys, and welcome back to Sam's Disney Life. Today I want to be telling you on the things you have to take into consideration when you are booking your Disney vacation to Disney World. So let's get started. The first thing I would say is budget, because if you haven't got a set budget, it is so easy when you're in a travel agent or you're online and you're seeing all these beautiful resorts and heart takes over your head and budget goes out the window. So make sure that you have got a budget in mind and you stick to it. The next thing I would say is time of year. This can be a tricky one because in Florida the weather can differ from month to month, and it could be raining in August but then raining in January as well. I just want to give you a differ of the times of month and what you may expect. So January till February, you've got to take into consideration that if you love in your water parks, that they may be closed due to maintenance. I know that Disney do a lot of maintenance in the winter months to catch up with ongoing projects and stuff like that. So some water parks may not be open. But also January to February can be the most chilliest months in Florida. It can be rainy, it can be very, very icy and cold in the evenings. So you have to take that into consideration if you are wanting to do long park days, but you're not wanting to take large jackets with you to keep you warm. You have to take into consideration that if you are wanting to go in those months, that you are prepared for the weather. So the next one is March through August. This is the most busiest times of months and it's the most hottest, so you have to weigh that up. But also there is an exception of your flower garden festivals. Coming into August, you have got your Halloween parties starting. So it's all go within those months. But it is very busy and very hot, and you just have to weigh it up as, can your family cope with over 40 degrees heat? Is that something what you'd be able to deal with? And having busier park wait times on rides, is that something you'll be able to deal with? Just have to weigh that up. The next one is coming from the end of August right up to November. Now this one is the most quietest time of year I've found myself, but you've got to take into consideration it is hurricane season. So it's going to be wet, windy, cold in some cases. It can differ, it can be warm as well. It's Florida, you have to be prepared for everything. But also what I've found in the past couple of years of booking holidays to Florida, when it does come to hurricane season, if you are flying into Orlando, there is that possibility that your flight could be cancelled because there is a hurricane coming through Orlando and they are not able to fly there. So you have to take that into consideration. Are you willing to maybe your flights being cancelled and delayed because of the weather warnings? You just have to weigh that out. And December. December is the most jolliest time of year because it is Christmas, and who doesn't want to be in a Disney park when it's Christmas? So what I'm trying to say is that it's going to be extremely busy if you are wanting to go through the Christmas period. You just need to take that into consideration, that it's going to be probably as busy as the summer months. So July and August, those kind of wait times for your ride, trying to find dining reservations, it's going to be very difficult in December just because it is going to be busy. So you have sorted the time of year you are wanting to go. Now you are needing to look at your resorts. There is so many resorts when it comes to Disney. There is 3 types of resorts Disney will offer. That is value resort, moderate resort, deluxe resort, and DVC villas. So I'm just going to go through each one of them of what you may find if you book each of these. So a value resort is cheaper for a family. If you are not wanting to go up the high end, a value resort may be for you. For an example, I have booked to go to Art of Animation for next year, and we are staying in a Finding Nemo room, and there's so many other rooms as well. There is Lion King, there's Little Mermaid, there is so many themed rooms, but not just the rooms, outside the rooms as well. The pools are highly themed, and I just think if you are a family and you're not wanting to be in a fine dining restaurant, then a value resort may be for you. But also with a value resort, you feel like you are in that Disney bubble as well, just because it is highly themed and because it's got all the Disney characters as well, and they're in the parks, you just feel more connected. And also with the value resort, you've got the transportation, and if you are wanting to stay to Art of Animation, you've got the monorail straight to the parks. How amazing is that? So the next one is moderate resorts. These I think can be quite debatable that they are on the line of a deluxe as well. The rooms look exactly the same, they offer the same stuff, but the only thing I would say is if you're looking for a grand entrance that a moderate doesn't provide, that would be more of your deluxe. But if you're wanting the same kind of standard of a deluxe, then a moderate may be for you, and it is a little bit cheaper than going for a deluxe, obviously. And also you've got the transportation to the parks, that is completely free as well. So you just need to weigh it up, as if you're wanting a grand entrance to your resort, is that something you're wanting? The next one is deluxe, and I suppose it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's a deluxe resort, so you're gonna have your high quality restaurants, high quality rooms, your grand entrance into the hotel, and it just shouts deluxe. But it's very, very pricey to stay in a deluxe, and if you are a family looking for something where you can just rest your head at night, maybe that would not be for you, because for me as a family, I would rather go for a value, because we're not going to be there all day, we're going to be in those parks, so it's just somewhere where we can lay our head. But if we do want to have, say, a pool day, I know that their pools are very themed as well. So you just need to weigh it up of what your family wants and requires. Is it deluxe or is it just a value? The next one is DVC villas. These are open to the public as well. You don't have to be a DVC member to be in one of those villas, but DVC have first priority of what resort they would like. But always ring up Disney, see what they've got available if you're wanting something more of a apartment style. So if you're liking a kitchenette, if you're liking your separate rooms, if you are wanting more of a villa feeling, maybe a DVC villa would be more for you. But I've never stayed in one of those. I don't know anyone what has stayed in one of those, but it's definitely looking into if you are wanting that extra bit of room. And I would like a kitchenette because sometimes I'd like to prepare a little meal. The next thing is transportation. If you are staying on site with Disney, you have obviously got the perk of having free transport to the parks. So you will have shuttle, you will have bus, boat, and all those kind of things. But if you are staying off site, you just have to take into consideration that you will have to have your own taxi, or you'll have to have your own hire car. But just take into consideration as well that Disney will charge you over $20 a day to park your car if you're wanting to hire that. But that is just something you need to take into consideration when you are planning your Disney vacation, is are you wanting to travel somewhere else, not just the Disney parks? So for an example, are you wanting to go to SeaWorld? Are you wanting to go to Busch Gardens? All that, you might have to get a coach, but if not, you might want to get a hire car as well. So you just have to weigh it up to if that is affordable, and is it something you will use if you wanted to do that. Okay, so you figured out what month you want to go, you figured out what resort you want to go to, and you figured out how you're actually going to get around Disney. So now you need to think about tickets. Tickets you can get from all kind of places. I always get mine from Florida Tix or direct with Disney. It depends on my circumstances, but there is lots of different tickets they provide. First one is combo ticket. This combo ticket will allow you to go to all different kinds of parks around Orlando. So you would get a 14-day park ticket to Disney World, then you would get a ticket to go to SeaWorld, Busch Gardens. A combo ticket will let you choose what parks you would like to go to in your whole stay, but they are very pricey, but they can be value for money by getting a combo than getting them all separate. So you need to really plan on what parks you are wanting to go to, research them on the internet, because there is so much to do in Orlando. I will put another video out there on all the different places you can go. Me personally, I've been to Busch Gardens, I've been to SeaWorld, I've been to Universal Studios, and obviously I've been to Disney World. You can get all those as a combo, so you just have to take that into consideration. But also there is the single ticket. This single ticket will allow you to go into one park for one day. So if you're just wanting to go to Magic Kingdom for one day, then maybe having a single ticket will be for you. I know a lot of people don't have this because they don't live in Orlando, so they're going to be coming on a family vacation, so they're wanting 14 days in the park. But with a single ticket, it can be cost effective if you are just wanting to visit that one park. The next one is Park Hop. Park Hop will give you a one-day park ticket to any of the 4 parks in Disney. So you'll be able to go to Epcot and Magic Kingdom on the same day, but with a single ticket you can only go to one park, so you just have to consider that. And the last one is a 14-day park ticket or a 7-day park ticket. This is just purely to get into Disney World, and this is what I've gone for when we go next August. We are just having a 14-day park ticket, and that will allow us to go to the 4 parks in Disney plus the 2 water parks in Disney as well. So that is just something what our family's done because it was just cost effective, that we're not wanting to go anywhere else. But research it, make sure you get quotes from different places. And I just want to say a little bit about tickets and packages. I know you can buy your tickets separate, so you can get your flights and accommodation with a company, and then you can buy your tickets separate. That's absolutely fine. A lot of people do that. But I've always found by doing a packaged holiday is less stressful and more cost effective in my experience. For an example, I have got a holiday with TUI. TUI has provided me with flights, accommodation, tickets, and having those all as a combo, I am able to go onto the Disney app straight away, put in my booking reference, and my holiday comes up straight away. Because we are in 2020, we have got this system where we are needing to actually book a reservation to go into the park. So you're going to be needing your park tickets at the moment. So if you have booked your holiday to go to Disney World but you've not yet got your tickets, there's always that possibility that you might not get into a park if you don't get your tickets, so for an example, 2 months before you go. This system is not going to be forever. It might be in the next 6 weeks or 6 months. They might scrap it, but at the moment that's how it stands. So you just need to take into consideration, are you going to be willing to sacrifice maybe not getting into a particular part you are wanting that day because you're not wanting to get your tickets straight away when you've booked. It's just weighing it up of what you're wanting to do as a family. But also, if you're booking tickets elsewhere, you need to take into consideration that those tickets will have to be paid in full before they will give you any kind of codes to put onto your Disney app, so you can then book your park reservations. It's very, very difficult, and you have to weigh up, are you willing to maybe pay over £2,000 to get those codes so you can book your park reservations? You just need to weigh it up of, is it worth getting a packaged holiday for that peace of mind? That's what I've done. Or are you willing to just sacrifice a few things, and you might not be able to get in those parks when you want to get in those parks, but you might get a little bit of a cheaper price by going elsewhere. So now you know what resort you're going to, you know that you've got your tickets, You know what month you're going. Now you need to think about which parks are you going to be going to on which day. Partially because you're going to be needing that to book your reservations to the park, but also you're going to be needing this when you come to do your dining reservations. If you did not know what park you are going to on what day, you wouldn't be able to book your dining reservations, because you'd be having to park hop, because you would be in Animal Kingdom but you are needing to be in Magic Kingdom in a space of an hour, and it's really difficult to do that when you're having to get transportation, and that can be a good 20 minutes to get to each park. And if the buses are full or the monorail you're waiting for, you could be late for your reservation. So I always tend to plan on what parks I'm going to, so then I can book my dining reservations on that day I'm at that park. For an example, if I'm in Magic Kingdom, I could book to go to Be Our Guest, and it's in that park. I will know what time I'm going and I can prepare around that, and I'm just not having to rush park to park because I've got a dining reservation in a different park and I didn't think of that when I came to booking things. Okay, so now you know what resort you're going to be at, you know how you're going to get to Disney, you've got your park tickets, you know what days you are going to the parks, and now you need to think of dining plan. The dining plan is something what is not actually available at the moment, because we're in 2020 and we're coming through this epidemic, so Disney is not actually released it for 2020 and 2021, but on an average year, on an average day, it is normally available, so just keep a lookout on that. The dining plan is something what would give you an all-inclusive kind of feel. There is 3 types of dining plan. I do have a video on this just here, and if you would like to have a look at that, please do. I will detail everything what each plan has in the description below, and I'll also put it here as well so you can see what each one has available for you. But the reason I'm saying dining plan is because you need to plan on what restaurants you are wanting to go to, so you know what kind of plan is suiting you. So for an example, the quick service plan will provide you with quick service meals. Is that something your family is wanting to just have a quick meal, quick burger, then get straight into the parks again so you can get on those rides? Or are you a family what may like a Disney dining plan or the Deluxe? The Disney dining plan will give you a sit-down meal a day. So that could be at Cinderella Royal, that could be at Be Our Guest. That is your signature dishes, and I would always recommend, if you are going for a higher grade of dining plan, always make sure you get those signature dishes, because you can meet the characters and it's beautiful. But are you the kind of person what likes to have the sit down meals and you like to be waited on? Maybe a Disney dining plan or the Deluxe may suit you. You have to weigh up what is better for your family. So guys, you know what resort you are having, you know what tickets, you know what park days, you know what dining plan you would like, if you would like a dining plan. Now you need to think about fast passes. Fast passes, you will get 3 fast passes per day per person. So you are going to need to know what park you are going on what day, so you are able to book your fast passes as well as your dining reservations. So you are needing that clarification on where you're actually going so you can do all of this booking. So with fast passes, you do have 3 per guest per day, but you really need to look online and all of the popular rides there is, just because the queues for one ride may be a lot lower than, say, if you was going to Big Thunder Mountain. Now that gets very busy and it's a popular ride, so you definitely want to get a fast pass for that if you wanted to do that. So what I like to do is go onto the Disney app, go on all the rides and just have a look at the times there is right now, because that does not change throughout the year. They are so popular. and you just need to maybe go onto YouTube and have a look at some people's vlogs on what the ride is actually all entailed, so you can think about, is that something you would like to go on? Because if you are first timer and you've never been to Disney World, you don't actually know what the rides are like, so you don't know what to book and what to use a fast pass on. So do some research and have a look at all the Disney rides there is. With fast passes, you can do these 60 days before you travel if you're staying on site with Disney. But if you're staying off site, you can only do this at 30 days. So just take that into consideration when you are booking things. Are you going to be staying on site or off site? I have put the tab above on why you should stay on site, but that is personal preferences. So guys, they was my top tips on what you should be planning before you go to your Disney vacation. I do understand if you are first timers, your mind's going to be blowing because there's just so much to take into consideration. I do understand that, but step by step you'll be fine. You just need to make sure that you've got your basic things put together. So guys, I am going to be putting more vlogs out about this and try and be more specified on each section, give you more of information about it, just because it can be overwhelming at first, especially if you are a first timer. So look out for my next vlog. So guys, I do hope you enjoyed this today and it's helped you just a little bit. If it did, give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you.